I'm delighted to be now in Chennai. We are spreading the Scania brand all over India, step by step. And you know, we started in south and west, and now we are in Chennai, and I'm very happy for that. For you that doesn't know Scania that much, Scania is a company that has been operating for 120 years, making buses in more than 100 years. We are present in 50 countries all over the world, and we have our head office in Södertälje, south of Stockholm in Sweden. Our major owner today is Volkswagen Group, which was announced in June. If you have any questions on that, please refer to that later on. But now we're here today. We are here to hand over the bus to Parveen. So also the people traveling from Chennai to Cochin and vice versa can feel the comfort, the luxury and safety of the Scania Metrolink. And also that we today inaugurated our workshop is very good, because no products can operate if we don't have a good service network. And actually during the first 4 weeks when the bus is traveling, we have a mechanic on board to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Our promise to the Indian market is that if something should happen with the bus, we will support within 2 hours. And therefore we have service in Cochin, we have service in Chennai, and we have also service in Salem. I think if you are passing there, I think you are. and we have also mobile units on the road between Salem, Cochin, Salem, Chennai, so we can really take care of the customers if something happens. It's totally different with bus operations than truck operations, because here you talk about 50 passengers that wants to be taken care of if something should happen. So you have to have a different approach there. As I told you, we are a global company. We are supplying buses in 50 countries of the world. The latest bus we have introduced now to India. You know what we are delivering to Parveen is the Scania Metrolink, 14.5 meter with a passenger capacity of 53 seats. We have also launched now our ethanol fueled city bus. The Metrolink can also run on ethanol, and then I mean not as a blend-in, but these buses can operate on 95% ethanol with a 5% igniter. So we don't talk about the traditional blend-in like you do in India, we talk about real ethanol driven vehicles. And the latest bus we have launched is our city bus, which will go to Nagpur in August for showing the Indian market that you can run buses on 95% ethanol. And why is that good? Yeah, it takes away, first of all, it takes away minimum 70% of the CO2. So it reduces pollution a lot in the cities. It takes the bus already to Bharat 5 EEV, which stands for Environmental Enhanced Vehicle. So it's halfway to Bharat 6. And you know today in India, except for the 10 biggest cities, we have Bharat 3. And in the 10 biggest cities we have Bharat 4. So this bus goes already to Bharat 5 EEV, and it's a domestic fuel. Ethanol is produced in India. You don't have to import ethanol. And one of the reasons for the trade balance deficit of India is oil import. And this is the solution for India. You can produce your local fuel and you can produce it anywhere. It's nothing strange. The technique is here and now. Besides this bus, we are also now doing a project to run buses and gensets on biogas, which also will support the rural areas of India with the domestic fuel. The government, the new government of India is very positive to this initiative, and they really want to go to the bottom and testing all the possibilities they have. Because it's a win-win situation, or a triple win actually. It's good for Scania, of course, it's good for the Indian government, but the biggest winner is maybe the environment. This is a sustainable way of doing solutions for Indian mass transportation. If we go back to the Metrolink now, the Metrolink can also run on ethanol. All Scania engines can run on ethanol or biogas. And this bus we are launching here now is a diesel bus, a normal Bharat 3 diesel bus. But the unique things with it is really that it's purpose-built for India. It has the latest technology when it comes to safety, the topic that is very hot in India today. So the bus is meeting the toughest rollover demands of Europe, actually. You know that the European Motor Vehicle Act is much tougher than the Indian Motor Vehicle Act when it comes to safety and to emissions. And this is meeting the toughest standards you can see in the world today, far above what is demanded in the Indian Motor Vehicle Act. We have also focused on comfort. We have a very quiet bus. Hope the customers can sleep in it. And we have focused on to reduce the speed that they are driving with. Because my experience, being 1.5 years in India now, is that the buses on the roads are driving far too fast. And of course, if you drive zigzagging on the highways like they are doing, sooner or later you will have an accident. It's not safe to drive in 120 kilometers per hour with a bus with 50 passengers in it. It's not safe and it's not responsible to do it, really. So we will put these buses on 90 kilometers per hour maximum speed, which is the legal speed limit in Tamil Nadu. And that will make the journey safer, more comfortable, and more sustainable by polluting less. Our focus of Scania is on the TOE, so the total operating economy. It's not only Scania that should make money, also our customers should make money. If our customers doesn't make money, there is no reason for Scania to exist. And therefore we talk about the total operating economy. Most important factors there is, of course, fuel consumption. And our product has been benchmarked now a lot against the competition in the premium bus market, because we are in the premium bus market. And it's not falling short of anyone, I can tell you. And the thing we are focusing on now is to improve the TOE. We also need to do the driver training. We have seen that in Europe, that if you have an untrained driver, even if he has a lot of experience compared to a trained driver, can save between 4 to 16% fuel. 4 to 16% fuel. And then we talk about truck and bus drivers that have a long experience of driving trucks. But not these kind of buses and trucks that has this technology level that we're introducing to India now. So driver training and follow up with our fleet management system, so we can monitor the bus and the driver every minute of its journey. So once per minute we are taking data out of the bus, how the bus has been performing, the product, but also how the driver has been performing. And that we don't use to slap him in the head with when he comes back. We use that to train him, to improve in how to drive economical and safe. The Metrolinks that you see here now is produced in Malaysia by our trusted partner there. From August, we will start to manufacture the Metrolink in India. And that is both the 13.7 meter Metrolink and the 14.5 meter Metrolink. And the bus body is 100% indigenized, and the chassis is 30% indigenized. At the moment, we will continue to indigenize the chassis also more and more with components that we find good suppliers on in India, because we will not temper the quality We will always see to that the supplier that we use in India is meeting our global quality standards, because we will use these components not only in India but also in the rest of the factories of the world. The investment we are doing now is around 300 crores, 3 million crores, I should say. 3 billion crores. 3 billion. These crores and things you are doing here in India, I'm not totally familiar with them. It's at least 350, 360 billion Swedish krona we're investing. We can produce 2,500 trucks, and we can produce 1,000 buses in the premises we have now in Narasapura, which is then in Kolar district, 45 kilometers east of Bangalore. The bus rollout that we will have around 100 to 150 buses on the Indian roads end of this year, and we will increase that to around 400 or 500 buses next year. And the response we are getting from the customers, since we have Scania people on board the bus the first 4 weeks, is very, very positive. We can share with you some statements from the customers that have been on the bus so far. I know that our service department have that data, and we will soon also be starting blogging about that on Twitter and on the Facebook. But no product is better than the service support gets. So what we have made sure is that from day one, the service support of the Metrolink is extremely good in South India and in West India. We are extending that now up to Gujarat, to Rajasthan, up to Delhi, through Jaipur and Ahmedabad and Surat. And we are also going into Nagpur, and now we also start to come with the buses in Andhra Pradesh, or Telangana, whatever it is. It's Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, we say. Who will start to operate our buses. So we are spreading our wings in India step by step, because we don't want to deliver a product where we can't back it up with spare parts and service. It must be backed up with a good service network, otherwise our customers will not enjoy owning the bus. The way forward, according to what we see here in India, is sustainable transportation. What we are bringing to India is innovation, it's sustainability, it's quality, and it's safety. That's what we are bringing to India compared to what you are used to. And I think sustainability, as India is growing, India is already now measured in the purchase power parity, the third largest economy in the world. If you measure in US dollars, it's 10th biggest in the world, but it will for sure grow, or at least Mr. Modi has the ambition to put India back on track when it comes to growth, and he seems to be pretty consistent or persistent on that. So I hope he's right. If that happens, you will have a huge growth in India, and that needs transportation, of course, logistics of both people and goods. As the infrastructure improves, you can see that we can improve speeds, improve quality of the trucks and buses on the Indian roads, especially on the corridors. But that has then to be done in a sustainable way. So this alternative fuel thing we are introducing now, which is actually, we had a meeting with the new transport minister in Delhi last week, who happens to come from Maharashtra, where they produce a lot of sugar, and the rest product of sugar is perfect to do ethanol. So here you can use things that is used for producing sugar to produce fuel for instance, buses then. But that's our way forward. When we come to city bus transportation, we will of course offer Bharat 4 diesel buses, but our image, and we will focus and we will recommend on using city buses running on ethanol or biogas, because that's the only sustainable way for India to grow. I normally say that if we can do this now, we can use sludge, we can use waste, we can use green waste, to produce this ethanol and biogas. It will solve also the waste problem in India. Because today, our city, where I live in Bangalore, produces 6 tons of waste every day. 30% or 50% of that is recycled. 50% is landfill. And this landfill now is starting to pollute the groundwater, so people get sick from the water. And if this is the price for growing, what's the meaning of growing if you are destroying your environment? Doesn't make sense. So here I think we are offering a very, very strong card with our biofuels of the future. Then there is some people are saying, yeah, but it will go to electrification and hybrids and things like that. We are working on that also, but our opinion is that that technology is not mature in the coming 10 years. It's far too expensive, and you have to change the whole battery pack every second year, and that costs a small fortune to do. So that technique is not here and now. The biofuels are here and now. So we believe that going forward, you know, we will also reach peak oil somewhere around 2050. Then there's no more oil in the world. The big resource for replacing oil as fuel is biofuels, because we produce waste every day, don't we? And if we recycle that in a clever way, then we have a system to collect this from the households and from the factories and from the hotels, etc. Then a lot of India's fuel need could be produced domestically. So this is something that goes hand in hand with improving the strength of the rupee and decreasing the budget deficit. I didn't want to say more than that. I just want to thank once again Parveen Travels for selecting Metrolink. We are honored and proud that you do that. And if you have any questions, we can take that afterwards. But